All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 812. I'm your host, Chief ED, on Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who couldn't be more excited for 2025, Wombat. Just look at that sweater.
I know, it's my festive holiday sweater that I'm wearing now because we didn't do a show over the holidays. And also because this sweater, you want to hear something exciting about this sweater?
90% polyester.
No, oh my God, did I just freeze? There we go, I'm back.
No, it's a sweater.
Oh, okay.
It's just a sweater.
Yeah, no, it's a size medium.
Nice. Congratulations.
Medium. Yeah. I needed a sweater that,
Do they have medium short?
No, it's just regular medium.
Oh. Don't you think medium short would be better?
No, I mean, regular medium's just fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Stand up. Let's see.
Oh my goodness, you're like the worst.
No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to stand up. You don't have to stand up.
Look at that.
Nice. Oh yeah, turn. Let's get the turn. Oh, your video sucks, dude. What's going on? All right, turn.
It's the sweater. It can't keep up with the sweater.
Wow, you actually look like you have like muscle definition. Yeah, look at that. Do some rows. Do some low rows right now. Let's see. Pump out like four. That's a high row, I think.
Eat my row. There we go.
Very nice. Everybody's. Oh my God.
What?
The chat is taking their pants off.
Yeah.
You know what edging means, Wombat?
I do know what edging means. Yes.
That's just all it's saying in the chat. Edging.
Gotcha.
Edging.
Really? They don't have to wait on my account.
Right. We got a long show. You might as well.
Just get it over with. Yeah. You'll enjoy the rest of the show and you'll be nice and relaxed.
So, how's everybody's holidays? We haven't done a show since, I don't even know when. When was the last show? I meant to look that up before, but I forgot.
I know exactly the day we did the last.
Well, you're going to look it up.
Show.
When was the day?
It was that Thursday. It was the Thursday before Christmas.
What's the number of the day?
When was Christmas? Was that Wednesday? I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know the day.
I said I know what day it was. The day was a Thursday.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. The day it was the Thursday. Yes. It was the day. It was the Thursday before Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah.
What have you guys been up to?
Well, I mean, I don't want to bring everyone down, but it was a very tough couple of weeks for me. So.
Right. You can bring us down. Bring us down a little.
I know. So the reason why I remember the day, is because that was the day that my mother-in-law passed away suddenly.
Right.
And Christmas week was mostly
funeral week.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it wasn't the best break. It was, and between that and the weather, I actually have a gout flare up from it all, and I can barely walk.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Gout, but I thought you have to like eat to get gout.
No, it's a common. Diet.
I'm sorry about your mother-in-law, by the way. I told you that already.
I know. Yeah,
I have to say it now, otherwise people
you
will
knew weeks ago. I don't want anyone to think you're a jerk. I understand.
Right. I gotta look out for me.
Yes, gout can be diet related, but it's also hereditary.
Okay.
And things like stress and weather can affect it.
Don't even tell me this, dude. I should just take my headphones out right now. My toes hurting already.
So yeah. So when you put all those things together, and it's just it just my foot just was like, nope, you don't get to walk. The funny thing is, it started acting up on Friday. I went to Orange Theory that Saturday.
Okay.
With gout foot.
Right.
I did a full class. I burned 900 calories that class.
Nice. Good job. Wow.
And
that's great. That's so great.
The next day we went to the city and I walked 17,000 steps.
That's a lot
in
of
the
steps.
city. And Monday I got out of bed and my foot was like, we are not doing anything. So.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that you had mind over gout pain, but.
No, I really tried to pretend it wasn't happening, you know, but it's fine. It's fine because it feels a lot better today than it did on Monday. There's still some pain there, but it's 2 Advil and I should be okay. I'm hoping to be able to go back to the gym maybe Friday or Saturday. But this week is kind of a wash because of it, which kind of sucks.
Can you drink vinegar or something?
No, they say cranberry juice, water is really, because I spoke to my doctor today. He's like, just drink water. He's like, I have it too. I'm like, no, I didn't know you had that too. He's like, yeah, you just got to drink a lot of water.
You have so much in common. He's your doctor. You both have gout. You both go to Orange Theory.
Yep, it's that doctor. Yeah, it's my Orange Theory doctor.
Gay porn. So much gay porn.
Yep. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. He cares about me and my interests.
The gay porn.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Ship.
But
everybody survived.
You go,
People survive Christmas in your family.
Yes. We had a good Christmas. Kids had a good Christmas.
What were the top toys? Top toys of Christmas?
Top toys of Christmas. My son got the G.I. Joe classified Dragonfly.
Does he have clearance for that?
Yeah, he's got it. He needs help picking it up for the most part, but
is that one of those fancy things that you have to buy on like the special Marvel website for 40 plus
the Hasbro.
It's called a HasLab.
Yeah,
get it right.
It's basically a Kickstarter thing, right?
But by a major corporation.
Well, mid-major.
Right.
I think Hasbro is a major corporation.
Until the Hasbro universe comes to life, comes to fruition,
right?
They're never going to be over the hump there.
Okay.
But that's pretty cool. You like Wild Bill, right?
Everyone likes Wild
Bill. That's the helicopter?
That's the helicopter.
Oh, yeah, he wears the Ray-Bans with the cowboy hat.
How much is this helicopter?
We don't need to talk about that.
How much does it weigh? Because we could probably figure out by how much it weighs.
It's not that it weighs a lot. It's just that it's big. Like this fits like the big G.I. Joes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Google ridiculously priced Wild Bill helicopter.
Ship, did you see the HasLab Ghost, the Star Wars ship? Because that was shipped out, I think, around the same time as the helicopter did. That I saw online, and that thing looked bananas. I know you're not a big, not that you're not a Star Wars guy, but not a Star Wars
guy.
Yeah. But that was insane to me. Not that your helicopter is not also.
I'm looking at it just to see. There's no price, Ship. You lucked out.
Perfect.
It's got missiles.
Every time I mention any kind of price, like people just get mad at me for spending money for whatever.
Yes, that just you reason. Though. Only you really.
It's fine.
It is weird though that does happen.
So
stop doing that, audience. What's wrong with you? 20 years of this bullshit. Come on. Give Ship a break. He's a nice guy. He's not trying to make you feel bad.
Nice guy is maybe pushing it a little.
He's a guy.
He's a guy on this show.
Yeah.
He's a guy. Like he understands that he's spending money on things.
Right.
He understands that.
He lives in Ohio. The cost of living is obviously relatively low compared to where we live. And I see the price now, by the way. Look, it doesn't fly, right?
Not for very long, no.
You have to throw it, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. No, it looks nice, dude. It looks really nice. It's not that expensive. That's nothing. If it's less than a fucking Xbox, then come on.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
As a Christmas gift, it's not insane.
Right. We're not buying one of these every week.
Right.
And we've had 3 or 4 G.I. Joe battles with this thing at this point. So
it looks pretty sick.
It's putting in the effort.
And looking at more pictures now. Oh fuck! It's crazy on the inside with the screens.
Yeah.
Light up?
It lights up.
Oh my goodness!
It's got 4 different light modes and a searchlight that comes out the bottom of it. And,
it's so good.
And it is not sold anymore. So if
they sold 25,000 of them.
Yep, and that's it.
Right.
That's it. They're gone. If you don't have it, or eBay.
Right.
So we got that. He got the His Tank last Christmas. Your last Christmas for his birthday, the His Tank that's the same size. So he didn't even know this thing existed, but he had been talking for I don't know, 3 months about he needed a helicopter to fight against his Tank. And
yeah,
little did he know
Santa
that
pulled through.
We knew.
Right.
We knew you needed a helicopter to fight against this thing, but
right, it was obvious.
Right. So that was a big hit on that side. My daughter got Amazon Kindle because she chews through books like crazy. So
Did she get the crazy one? I don't know. There's a crazy one, I think. I heard.
I don't know. Are people going to be
crazy,
upset if I bought
it's
that
like
one?
a new one. There's a new
Probably.
one that's they say is good if you're
It seems new. It seems new.
Right.
It was a new one. It's new to us, at least. We bought it off Amazon. It came to us. She likes it.
Whoa! You bought your Kindle on Amazon?
We did.
That's crazy talk.
They had a great deal, the best price on internet.
Right.
But no, it was good. I mean, we had a good Christmas, and then we all got sick for New Year's till now. So, yeah.
Tell me you gout it.
It's like, I don't know. It may have been COVID.
Right.
Like, Mrs. Shipwreck tested positive for COVID, and she's the first one that got it. But then none of the rest of us could ever successfully pull off the positive test. So we're not quite sure, but we all had the same symptoms, and I'm still recovering from it at this time, but I'm nearly there. Nearly there.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just pounding Gatorades tonight. So
you're doing all right. You'll pull through.
But wait, why is Gatorade good?
It's got electrolytes.
It's got electrolytes.
Are you like vomiting and diarrheaing?
It's what plants crave.
So it's not so much that at least I don't think the illness caused too much diarrhea.
Okay.
But then like coming out of it is like we hadn't been eating much, right? So then you're like, oh, I could really use some pizza. And so that is where you need to watch yourself. Wait. Your stomach is not ready for that pizza to be there.
Oh, you just went like right from not eating to like eating half a pizza?
Because you're hungry.
But wait, I still am not understanding the Gatorade.
The Gatorade is just fluids, right?
Fluids.
Right.
Fluids. You need fluids and sugars. It's good.
You don't need the sugars, though.
Yes, you do. Like Pedialyte.
Yeah.
He's not a child.
Pedialyte isn't just for children.
But wait, why didn't he need sugars? He just ate a pizza. Isn't there a lot of sugars in the pizza?
Not if it came straight out of his anus right after he ate it.
Is that what happened? Oh, okay. Got it.
Yes.
Pizza, I feel
his
like
butt
pizza
went medieval dragon right into the toilet as soon as he ate the pizza.
Oh, I feel like pizza like clogs you up.
No, it's the other way around.
Huh.
No.
It's grease and cheese.
Yeah.
Not our nice pizza here.
Well, no, not. Of course, I don't want to ever say anything like that would happen with New York pizza.
Okay.
It happens with New York pizza.
So, are you sure?
It probably is just other regions of pizza.
Okay.
The terrible pizza that we have here in Ohio. On Ohio. I'm on Ohio.
Skippity
in
Ohio.
In Ohio.
I'm on it. I'm on Ohio right now.
It is round on both sides and high in the middle.
Yes, it is.
Right. All right. Well, I buy that. I buy that explanation because, I don't know. I felt like
I had a story. It was like like a famous wombat. What would you do story?
Yeah.
So I need to know what you would do in this situation. Of what happened to me in the city on Sunday.
Ooh. When's the last time you've been in the city?
It's been a while.
I bet.
And my wife wanted to go in for the last day of the Bryant Park Christmas fair and see all the little shops. And so we did, and we came in, and we're walking around. We're like, oh, let's go to 30 Rock, and we'll look at the tree. And I hadn't eaten. I was getting a little hungry, and we walked right by there's that Magnolia Cupcake right on the corner.
Yeah.
And the line wasn't too bad when we walked in. It was still the length of the store, but I was like, it probably moves fast. Let's get some cupcakes. We could, have a seat and eat. We could each have a cupcake.
I can watch you eat cupcakes while I take one tiny nibble and throw the rest in the garbage.
Maybe, but there was, there was 4 of us. I'm like, we could each get a cupcake. It'll be nice.
Delicious.
Yeah. So we walk in. I get on the line, because I know people get upset about that. I get in the line.
So you get on the line.
On the line or in the people get all bent out of shape.
If it's on Long Island, you're on the line.
It was Manhattan.
If you're cutting the line, you cut in line, you stand in line, you wait on line, but you get in line.
And America's online. Anyway, so I walk in there, I stand in line. The guy behind the counter says, if you're here for banana pudding, because that's what Magnolia is famous for, stay on the line. The line is for the pudding. If you want some cupcakes, you could come right up to the counter.
I know where this is going already. Great.
And I say to my wife, I'm like, oh, we just want cupcakes. Let's walk over to the counter and get some cupcakes. And the guy's like, what would you like? I'll take, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. He goes, great. He puts them in a box. He hands the box to me. And as he says this, a group of about 20 walk into the store.
Okay.
So the line is already the length of the store.
Yeah.
Now it's going out the door.
Okay.
And the guy looks at me. He hands me the box. Now, this is the guy who said to me,
yeah,
if you want cupcakes, get off the line, come and get the cupcakes.
Yeah.
He hands me the box
Yeah.
and he says, great. Now all you have to do is get back on the line and wait and pay at the register.
Okay, go on. Yeah. I would have left, but okay, go on.
And I'm like, but you told me to get off the line and I lost my place.
Yeah.
And now the line is out the door.
Yeah.
So you want me to wait 45 minutes because you told me to get off the line.
Right.
And the guy just looks at me. He's like, I mean, you could figure out where you were on the line previously and just cut in. And I could see and I'm like, So I had the box in my hand and I put the box back on the counter.
Yeah.
And I left the store.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. I would have said, if you can't ring me up, I'm going to leave the store.
Yes. I said, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And I put, I'm like, I think I did say, you can't just ring me up here.
Yeah.
And he said, no, you have to get back in line.
Behind the people who haven't even ordered yet.
Yes. Right, because the guy said to me, "This line is for banana pudding."
No, I got it. We all understand. Yeah, no, you did the right thing. I would be, first of all, I'd be sweating. Like my ass crack would be incredibly sweaty at that point. Like it would be bad. I would need like a paper towel or something.
I mean,
but then I would have done the same thing you did.
Yeah, because I was like, there was part of me that was like, don't rage.
Yeah. No, you can't. You did the right thing. You did the totally right move.
Yeah. And then from there, we went to the basement of 30 Rock and I got a chocolate chip cookie that took me 3 days to eat. So.
Crumble or something?
Chip City.
Chip City is like Crumble, but there's no line.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Yes. You have Crumble in Ohio, Chip?
We do have these things.
Okay.
Yes.
But what's crazy is, I'm assuming that yours is like the one that we have on Long Island that has no line. Like, just nobody really cares. Like, people, it does fine, but
it depends on when you go.
Sure.
It's in a strip mall. So
the one in Manhattan on 7th Avenue and like 27th Street or 28th Street, the one right by Penn Station.
Sure.
It's like 400 square feet, the store, maybe 300, 200. I don't know. There's always a line out the door and around the block. It could be 10 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter when you go.
I'm honestly not that big a fan. You know what's really good?
Of course, they're like 850 calories and like 300% of the sugar you need in a day. They're made for like 4 people, basically.
Yeah. Yes, that's why, like I said, it took me 3 days to eat one cookie.
That's Chip City, though. That's Chip City. We like Chip City,
which is better, and you don't have to wait. Thin cookie is really where it's at, though.
Thin cookie is a thing?
Thin cookie. That's where it's at.
They're crispy? They
are crispy, and they are thin. It's not just the clever.
Okay, but how can they charge you $6 for a thin cookie?
They don't.
Is it like a lot of thin cookies?
You get a lot of thin cookies.
Got it. Okay, I like that. Mrs. Sheepy would like that. The crazy thing about the Crumble is that literally a block and a half from the Crumble is Chip City, the one on 7th Avenue. Never a line in there. Can always walk in and just fucking buy cookies. No problem. And the same fucking thing.
They're good.
Same fucking thing as Crumble. Yeah. Like
I was very happy with my chocolate chip cookie. It was the right thing at that time.
Right.
Yeah. So 1/3 of a chocolate chip cookie.
Right. Fuck that guy. You should have maybe said, like, if you don't ring me up, I'm just gonna go. And then, or like, if maybe you could get me to and put me into the right spot online, because otherwise I'm gonna go. But not yelling is the key, and you did that. So good job.
I was like, there was part of me, and it's funny because Elliot looked at me when we left. He goes, "What was that all about?" I'm like, "I'm not waiting on that fucking line."
Yeah, of course. Oh man, I have no fucking patience at all for any. I can't even. That situation makes me angry actually. I'm sweating from that.
Was it a good one? Was it worth your time here?
Everything, yes, of course. Now I'm hungry though. Now I want a 800 calorie cookie.
Cookie? Yeah. Well,
of course, I won't eat it in 4 days. I'll eat it in fucking 4 minutes. All right, we didn't do much here. Osaka grandma came and stayed with us, and she didn't really want to go like travel anywhere, so she just like cooked for us and hung out and went to bed every night at like 8:00, and just good mother-in-law, I'd say. And yeah, that's about it. Let's by the way, this episode we're gonna give you our favorites of 2025. 4. At some point. We'll get there at some point. Just get hyped. I have a good list. I will say right now that I have a good list of movie and television shows that I can recommend and regale you on. But the gaming situation, I'm going to get some angry comments.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Do we want to do show feedback?
Let me see. Why don't you pick one and
I was just going to do this because it was, there was a lot of controversy. This is from Greg Scavizzi, who said, fruit wine is a fermented beverage made with a fruit juice such as plum, pomegranate, or elderberry, which can be referred to as country wine. In the European Union, this is legally defined as the fermented juice of fruits other than grapes, including cider, Perry plum wine, and cherry wine. So there you go.
So your blueberry wine? How come he didn't mention blueberry wine?
I guess, because he may not be that familiar with it. I will say I do have another bottle of the blueberry port in my fridge, which I haven't opened yet because I really shouldn't drink alcohol when I'm having a gout attack.
I agree.
So, I know.
And if you are drinking alcohol, blueberry wine, I don't know.
It's so good. It's so good.
Just notice, listen, this guy, Greg, who wrote in, I mean, I'm going to infer from his feedback that he's a European person. And I just noticed that he didn't mention blueberry wine, which is what you're drinking, probably because the Europeans have figured out that it's fucked up.
It's not. It's really good.
Okay, I believe you.
Maybe next time I see you guys, I'll bring you each a bottle of blueberry port.
I don't need a bottle. A thimble would be good for me. I'm on the Ozempic of drinking.
It's like you just sip it. You sip it while you watch TV.
In my thimble.
It's like dessert. It's a dessert wine.
I don't want a dessert wine.
Oh, never mind.
It's a dessert country wine, but not in the countries in Europe because they apparently don't like. They only like these. Perry. What is Perry? He mean berry, I think, right?
Yeah, berry.
So maybe cider, blueberry is included in that. Okay, I take it all back. Thank you for enlightening us, Greg. We do need some Europeans to enlighten us, or people who know at least about Europe.
So do we want to do what we watched over break now?
We'll do it quick. Let's do it quick because it's more current than the things that we're going to be mentioning later, I think. At least mine are. We watched two movies during the break. We watched Juror 2, which is on Max. That's the same guy was in. Oh no, he wasn't. Juror 2. What's the guy who was in Juror 2, Wombat? Who's that actor? The guy from.
Is that Miles Teller? Is he in that one?
I don't think so. It's the guy who was in the Russian King movie series, who also is going to be in some Marvel thing now. He's like a skinny guy.
Tom Holland.
Wombat?
It's Nicholas Hoult.
Okay. That's his name? I guess I did not know his name at all, ever.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult.
Paul Rudd? I know it's not Paul Rudd. I know his name. Everybody knows Paul Rudd. This is as you guess from the title, it's like a juror movie with a twist. And they kind of tell you the twist in the synapse.
See, not juror number 2. See it ended up being a different one.
No, I don't know. It was just okay. I watched it with even Ty watched this movie with us. And we all agreed it was just fine. To say, like, as Wombat would put it, it's just fine. It's hard to recommend, to spend 2 hours on something that's just like sort of fine. It is what it is, which is something that I can't really recommend. Carry On, which is like one of the top movies on Netflix right now.
Ooh, Adam Sandler.
No, what?
Oh.
No. It's the guy from the Elton John movie, Rocket Man. What's his name?
And the Kingsman.
Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton.
Say it again.
Taron Egerton.
Okay, I'm just trying to learn it so for next time.
You're not gonna remember that.
I'm going to say it. Taron Egerton. That's how you learn things, is by repeating them. He is like a TSA agent, and he's got to stop.
Is he like one, or is he actually one?
Well, that's actually part of the plot. Actually, I mean, I just have bad grammar, but it is part of the plot because the whole thing is like, does he really want to be a TSA agent? Is his heart really into it, or does he want to be a cop?
Heart into being a TSA agent?
It's like, is he fulfilling his dream? Yeah, I mean, yes, Wombat. Yes, of course. Yes, you point out something that's a little too on the nose, but that's sort of the whole problem with the movie. The whole movie is sort of like that. You're like, oh, like it's all in your face, and
like the comedy classic. She's just not. What's that movie? She's just not into you. No,
I don't
what's
know
it
that
called?
One. I don't know. Does it take place in LAX?
Oh God,
She's the man.
No, why am I blanking? Wait, now I have to look it up.
Just one of the guys?
No, Alice Eve is in it.
Oh, Midnight Madness.
She's out of my league.
Oh, okay.
Midnight Madness is a classic.
Classic
classic Midnight Madness.
Cherry
She's out of my league.
Point?
Is also they're TSA agents in that movie too.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
I'm hijacking.
Yeah. Anyway, it's mostly dumb. It's a good. I'll say this about it. I don't want to shit on it, be too negative. I made it through this movie to the end in one viewing, pretty much. I maybe stopped to like do something for a little bit, but it was within like 3 hours I watched this movie, which I can't. There's plenty of movies that I cannot say that about. But at the end, I was just like, this is fucking dumb as shit. But I also tried to watch Beetlejuice 2 again, but I could not. I made another like 12 minutes. It's very bad.
I'm still gonna watch that with the kids. I bet we enjoy it.
When you watch it with your kid, I don't know, man. It hurt.
It's a different audience. It's a different thing.
It hurt to watch. As someone who really, enjoyed
bases
the first
your
one,
life around the first one.
never that point. Like it didn't. I was just like, it made me just disappointed. Like it didn't. It's like when you see a bad Ghostbusters movie, like a normal person would not say like it's ruining my life, but a person, it's reasonable to say like, I'm disappointed, like that's the direction that they went in making this movie. It made me feel not so great or entertained. Right? That's a reasonable thing to say.
Is there a version of this movie that you would have liked?
It just didn't even feel like a Tim Burton movie at all. Like, and that's weird even to say. It was not weird. And that's the problem.
Okay.
I feel like a Beetlejuice sequel either needs to be one of two things. It either needs to be, and again, I haven't seen Beetlejuice 2, so who knows? Maybe
I guarantee your idea is better than this movie. Go ahead.
It's either Beetlejuice somewhere else, completely unrelated to the first movie.
Okay.
Like it's all a new family, new problems, new dead couple.
Yeah. Yes.
Who
better.
Find
Already better. Already better.
Beetlejuice.
Yep.
Or it involves the Maitlands and Beetlejuice. I think not having them because
which one are the Maitlands? I forgot.
The two people in the two people in the first movie that are
Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis.
I didn't know that. I forgot. Okay. Stop it, Schiff. That's not nice.
What
I forgot that guy's names. Whatever. Oh, okay. I know.
The Maitlands. They own Maitland Hardware.
Whatever. It's like such a
Yeah. There's a big sign. Maitland
Alec
Hardware.
Baldwin and Gina Davis is how we refer to them.
Yes. They should have been. The whole thing with that movie is it ends with them basically getting to keep the house. And then there's a new movie that takes place in that house, but they're not there. And they don't explain it, is my understanding.
Big suck.
Okay. Yeah. That to me is weird.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Sure.
Yeah.
I watched, and let me tell you, if you want to watch something that's only like 20 minutes long.
I watched one of these.
That you can put on when you're laying in bed right before you go to sleep. And you're like, this is something that I could turn my brain off and just watch before I go to bed. Mm-hmm. There are 8 episodes of What If season 3 that are out right now. And it's perfect for that.
They're only 20 minutes long?
They're like 23 minutes each. They're not long.
Okay. We just started watching season 2 while we were sick.
Okay.
So we're catching up.
Yeah, I mean, What If is like, I would say the redheaded stepchild of the MCU, where most people don't watch it. Very few people are even, I think, feel like are even aware of its existence. That it's actually considered part of MCU canon in its own way.
I always thought it was cool. Like when I was a kid and they had it, I was like, I want to read that.
Yes, yes. It is loosely based on the comics, where it's a multiverse thing, and it's like, what if the Fantastic Four all had the same powers, or all that kind of nonsense. The third season has some really fun stuff in it. I actually do. The Winter Soldier Red Guardian episode might be my favorite.
Tell me which ones I should watch. I watched one. I already forgot which one it was, but it must have been one of the early ones. It must have been one of the first couple, because I watched it.
From like season 1?
No, from the season 3.
Yeah. The Red Guardian Winter Soldier episode is really good. The Howard the Duck and Darcy from the Thor movie episode is really good.
Okay.
It's funny because this is the last season, and the last 2 episodes are supposed to wrap it all up, but they kind of stretch out the last 2 episodes into something that really should have been 1 episode. So that's sort of like the weakest of it is the finale of the whole series.
The story, it's tied together?
It all ties together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they tie it together.
Even from the previous seasons, or no?
Even from the previous seasons.
Oh, I thought I could just like.
No, you
haven't watched the previous seasons?
You'll be fine.
The previous seasons all tie together. Within the seasons too.
I didn't know.
At least the first season did.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, they do it's like these little bottle episodes, and then at the end they're like, and this is how we're gonna tie it all together, which is fine. But you could watch it without knowing that they even tie together. And also the Shang-Chi Old West one, I like that one too, with Kate Bishop, Hawkeye.
Okay.
And Walton Goggins. So if you only watch 3, you can make it the Howard the Duck one, the Wild West one, and the Winter Soldier one. But the Winter Soldier Red Guardian one that's the one that's the most old school What If. Because it really does have that's the one that you could see the comic book cover, because, and I'll spoil what the topic is, because the first 15 seconds of the episode, it's like, what if the Winter Soldier did not assassinate Howard Stark?
Nice.
And it's pretty good, because you're like, oh, I this is a moment that I know from the MCU so well. It's such a big thing. This is such a deviation from something, and it's like, oh yeah, this is like. And it has a nice little twist in there, and it's fun. And it's fun also, because the Red Guardian's in it, and David Harbour is, and they get all the voices. Sebastian Stan and David Harbour doing their roles.
Nice.
So, mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Should we do our favorites of 2024?
Why not? Who's going first?
Do you want to do... We have 3 categories: movie, TV, and games.
I'm going to say this right now. I have 0 movies on my list.
I have 0 TV.
I have 0 games.
I have no
We
movies.
did it.
I went to the movie theater once in 2024. So I guess I could count that as a movie that I would put on, because I didn't hate it. You watched
so many like things on your services. Those are movies.
They're movies.
I know. I watch them, and I can't even, like, there's nothing that stands out in my brain. That's how forgettable movies have become. That nothing stands out in my brain as saying, this was the movie that I watched this year that I really enjoyed.
Your number 1 movie of the year was Yacht Rock.
I mean, yeah, I really enjoyed the Yacht Rock documentary.
This is easy.
The Paul Simon documentary.
Yeah, those are movies, dude.
Those are movies.
I guess. So anyway, go ahead. Pick a
Why
movie.
didn't you make the list of movies?
Whatever.
You ruined it.
Okay.
You can come back. You can come back next week with some movies.
Okay,
Right.
I'll come back with a
Everybody
movie.
can just make their list of everything that Wombat's talked about.
Mm-hmm.
This last
Everybody
year.
we can have AI scrub through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the Beatles one. That one was on there. Beatles 64.
That's on my list.
That's on your list. Sorry, I'm ruining your list.
Oh, you watched that?
I did watch that. I talked about it on the show, I think.
No, you didn't. No, you said you might check it out after I talked about it.
I watched it. I think we watched it during the break, actually.
And
it's on my list. I guess it's in, let's say I have a top movie, a top two, and we'll say that like the rest are just, I have five on my list. And say the Beatles is in my top five. It's really awesome to see like that slice of history, 1964, in like, you know, real footage. Just all you're watching is footage from that era and listening to the Beatles talk about it as it's their first trip to America. And the most amazing thing, to me, the most amazing thing about it was the reaction of the girls and the women. It was like you're watching them discover their sexuality like in real time. Mm-hmm. Did you get that when you were watching that? Like
it was
they're melting. They're like, I know the screaming part. Like we all have seen like the screaming, the girls screaming when they get off the airplane and at the concerts. Like that's a lot, but they have like footage of like teenage girls watching the Beatles on TV in their house. And you watch this girl, she's not screaming, but she's just like melting into her hand. Like she's like glowing. Like she doesn't, like she's discovering her sexuality while watching these guys play music on TV. Mm-hmm. And in the background is her brother or her uncle or her father, I don't know. And to them, they are just not understanding it. And that's what that was, the whole thing was about. That's like Beatlemania is about. And it's just wild to watch that. Like, and so it's a great movie. It's a great movie. What was that, on the Disney Channel or some shit?
Yes, it's on Disney Plus.
I don't know why that's there, but it's
because
worth...
they have one for
every streaming service.
They have all the Beatle rights. They have all the Beatle footage rights.
Yeah, it's just really interesting to see like that time period compared to today.
I mean, I could talk about it for an hour. So
yeah, we can talk about that off the air because it was interesting. But I probably
there's a lot. I mean, historical context wise, there's a lot going on there. It being post JFK assassination and shortly thereafter, and it wasn't even that long after that. Also, the popular music at the time pre Beatles was not stuff that, you know, it was a lot of like standard style music. Right. You know, in the late 50s, early 60s, there is that rock and roll era. The, you know, your Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis, early Elvis kind of rock and roll stuff. And that came and went fairly quickly. You know, it's 58 to 61, 62 maybe.
When did Elvis die?
Elvis died in 77.
Okay. He was like pretty hot in 64 or no?
Elvis was in the army.
Okay.
So they ship Elvis off to Germany to basically for the reason of girls like, you know, exactly what you were saying. And they were going to do other things. And Colonel Tom was like, what if he joined the army?
Right.
So he joins the army. He goes away for a year or two. And then he comes back and he just does movies. And Elvis just does movies basically until 1968, which is that's its own crazy story. And another documentary that I watched this year is the Elvis, the 68 comeback special documentary,
right?
That I believe is on Peacock.
Yeah,
documentary.
Yeah, I knew that was your top 5 as well.
Yeah. I know. I watch a lot of music documentaries.
I know you do, which is why it's crazy that you said you had no movies on your list.
Right. You probably watch more movies than all of us. Put together. Ship, any movies that stuck out for you? We can just sort of rotate through our top.
Oh, what are we starting at?
Start
Number 5.
Yeah, I mean you can. Yeah, I'd say like my Beatles. I put Beatles as number 3 on my list.
Number 3.
I think we're doing top. We're doing top 3s.
Top 3.
Top 3s.
Top 3s.
Ooh.
Well, I have a lot for TV, so we have to do like a lot more.
You can do all the honorable mentions you want.
You can give some of those TV ones to me.
Okay, fair enough.
Top 3 movies is what we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can do top 5. I have 5.
My number 3. No.
Okay.
I'm a rule follower. 3. Number 3.
Yeah.
My number 3 movie was Transformers 1.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
I was having dinner with Mrs. Chibi tonight, and I said I actually thought it was gonna be number 1, but at least I was close. All right, tell us about Transformers 1.
Transformers 1.
And also tell us your age. Hold up your driver's license.
I mean, part of this also is like, yes, I watch a lot of kids movies.
You have to.
Right?
Yes.
Or family movies.
Yeah.
And I went into this one like expecting the worst because the trailers for it made it seem super dumb and and very cringy and very hokey, and went in and really enjoyed the entire movie. And
am I going to enjoy this if I watch this by myself?
I don't know. I think it's pretty solid. Am I gonna? There's some good stuff in there.
All right. Is Devastator in there or what? No, he comes later. He wouldn't be in there. He wasn't made yet.
Yeah, Devastator's not in the film.
No, he wouldn't be in there. All right. I would probably watch that. I don't know. I'm old and grumpy.
Right.
We'll see if I can pull it together.
Right. I want to watch it again. So
shit.
It's
all right, dude. Cool.
It's not high cinema. I had to really click through the Metacritic best movies of 2024 to find it.
Right. What was the Rotten Tomato score on that, or the Metacritic? It
started
score?
Really high. I can't remember. I don't know. Let me look it up real quick. Transformers 1 Rotten Tomatoes.
It's gonna be. It's probably like it got good reviews. I think it was like an 80. Right.
It is.
I feel like I looked that up.
Where do I look this? Where does it tell me the numbers? There it is. The tomato meter is an 89. The popcorn meter is a 97.
All right, dude. I mean, the people have spoken and the critics have spoken.
Right.
All right. Let's see.
The people did not speak with the dollars, though, so we are probably not getting Transformers 2.
Didn't some Transformers video game just got canceled?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I saw.
Yes.
Was that going to be like a hero shooter? Was that what they were doing with that? I don't know.
I can't even remember because it's been so long since they showed something on that one.
I feel like that's what was being made then that would be ready soon. But I don't know. I would like a Transformers game. Sure. I can give you my number 2 movie.
Which was?
But here's the thing. I can swap this movie out because this movie is actually from 2023, but we watched it over the winter break here. So am I allowed to count it or not?
Sure.
Does it have a monthly battle pass?
No.
Is it DLC?
It's definitely not. It's Zone of Interest, the Holocaust movie. The plot is
you're gonna make us disqualify a Holocaust movie from this?
No, I mean you shouldn't. It was really good. So the whole point of this is really like, who gives a shit when the fucking thing came out? The point of these lists is to get you to watch good stuff, and this is some good stuff. So I'm just going to tell you about it, and also because I thought it was one of my favorite movies of the year, that I watched this year. The plot is the guy who runs Auschwitz. Shipwreck, you know what Auschwitz is?
I have heard of it. Yes.
Okay, that was like one of the. Was that the biggest concentration camp or one of the biggest concentration camps? It's the guy who was running that. His house is right outside of and next door to the camp. Okay.
Did I watch this?
It was like an Oscar-nominated movie from last year.
I must have watched this. I think I watched this too.
Okay. You never talked about it, I don't think.
Keep going.
And so you're basically watching this this guy, this Nazi soldier who's running Auschwitz, and his family do their family things while they live next door to all these horrors that are going on that you are witnessing in like how they would experience it. So like you're hearing like the gunshots in the distance and the dogs and the people yelling and I don't want to give stuff away, but like the chimneys firing at night and things like that. So Mrs. Cheapy pointed out that it like reminded her of a Stanley Kubrick movie, like the way it was shot, and I think I agree with her. Like
what was the name of this again?
Zone of Interest. The Zone of Interest. It's on Max, I think.
I think so too.
It's under 2 hours, which is always like a huge plus in my book. I think it was like an hour 45. It's just like it's like really cleverly disturbing. And it's all based on a true story. Like this really happened. Like this guy was a real guy. These things really happened that they're talking about. Like even like through his career that you see throughout the story, like these are things that really happened. It's crazy. Like the sound direction is really good too. Like
yes, I know this. I did watch this because I've read I read the book.
Wow. Right. We don't know a lot about you, I feel.
There's another book too of short stories that is a very similar premise to this too, but it's a fictional tale of one of these officers that's run one of these concentration camps and is convinced that he was just doing his job, right? And it's like this is like years later type of thing. Yeah.
The thing about this is like it's all like so subtle. Like they never talk about that. You never hear anybody talking about like, are we the baddies? Are we doing the right thing? Anything. Anyway, that's Zone of Interest. I highly recommend you check that out on Max. It's fucking crazy good movie. And what else we got? Wombat, did you come up with some movies? I saw you Googling away.
I have a list of 5 now.
Yes.
So yeah, exactly.
Wait, now we're allowed to do 5? Now that you pulled up 5, the rules are just like
no,
whatever.
I'm just saying. I'll start with. I will say, In Restless Dreams is the music of Paul Simon.
Okay.
The Paul Simon documentary that kind of focuses on his life and how big a curmudgeon he is at 80 years old.
Yes.
And some things you forget about Paul Simon that I think he's aware people forget about Paul Simon, and I think what makes him a little curmudgeonly is, you hear Paul Simon's music and you're like, oh man, he sure was influenced by the Beatles. And then he turns around and goes, no, I was recording this before the Beatles. The Beatles were influenced by me.
Right.
And he's not wrong. It's, they were contemporaries, and all of that kind of, you forget how long he's been doing it and when he really hit, and also how much he hates Art Garfunkel, which is kind of sad, and how that really, yeah.
Is that because he broke up? He didn't sing. He stopped doing music.
That was part of it. It's like they do talk about what happened after the concert in the park in '80, and how they were going to make an album together, and Art was in like Switzerland hiking the Alps, and he was going to record his harmonies in a studio in the mountains and mail them to Paul Simon, and Paul Simon was like, no, I'm not doing this, and he just released the album and just didn't have any of Art Garfunkel on it. It was just all Paul Simon.
Yep.
And it was like his first flop album too, so then he blamed Art for his first big failure as a musician, and it was like a whole thing. So, and then of course Graceland comes out after that, and whatever.
You probably would have enjoyed Paul Simon on Howard Stern. You interviewed him like last year, I think. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was around the time of when the documentary came out. So
yeah, he's probably
he's an interesting person.
I would have watched that, but at the same time, I saw that it was like north of 3 hours.
It is really long, and I'll be honest. I mean, maybe it's just the way the documentary frames it, but if I was Paul Simon, I'd be happier. That's all I'm saying. Like, what do you really have to be unhappy about? You're worth $500 million.
Could be worth $1 billion.
Exactly.
Wrote a lot of good songs.
You live on a ranch for some reason because
Paul McCartney.
You're a little Jew from Forest Hills, so of course you live on a ranch.
Paul Simon. Oh, Paul Simon is the one that's a curmudgeon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying Paul McCartney.
No, Paul Simon.
He's not.
Oh, okay.
Paul McCartney is not.
I was confused.
Paul McCartney is not a curmudgeon. Paul Simon is a curmudgeon.
God,
he's
I heard
very
Paul
grouchy.
McCartney.
He should be happier. That's all I'm saying.
He seemed okay on Howard. Like, I listened to that whole thing. It was like an hour interview. He was like, he seemed real. Like, he just seemed like, he didn't seem overly negative, but he didn't seem like he was going to like, polish a turd either.
The way that the documentary frames him. It's
fair
not,
enough.
I'll give that benefit of the doubt, but it is still a very good documentary and worth your time. So I'll put that at number 3.
What was that called again?
I think he's mad that they didn't make rock band Paul Simon.
Yes. in Restless Dreams, the music of Paul Simon. I mean, there's probably part of him that thinks that, because I think in his brain is that he, in the conversations that are about Bob Dylan and the Beatles, that he should be included in those conversations. And I don't disagree with him, but I also think that doesn't happen. So
right. I know that like Howard thinks he's like pretty awesome.
He's a genius. No, he is a genius who changed music.
All right, that's all we need to say then. Yeah. That's enough. That's plenty. All right, let's do some more movies. Let's go. We don't got all day.
Sure.
I got 10 TV shows to talk about.
It's another movie. Did you guys see Inside Out 2?
Nope.
Or one. I didn't see one either.
Really? You haven't seen either Inside Out?
Neither have I.
Nah.
Wow. Pretty solid.
I don't want to cry watching a cartoon. I'm over that.
And you would be out on Bing Bong in the first one.
Bing Bong.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
It's funny. I have Richard Kind in one of my things, but that's for later.
Yeah. I don't know. Inside Out 2, they're the Pixar movies that like it's at the level where you don't feel like they're like trying to get you to cry. Right? Like it's like part of the actual story. It's not like they're just like playing with your emotions, even though these movies are about literally that.
Right.
That's what Pixar does.
Yeah. But these are the well done Pixar ones. These are not the ones that you're like, oh, this is nothing but you trying to do that.
Yeah. I can't be crying during cartoons. Sorry.
You like hockey. That Inside Out 2 is about hockey.
It is? Why? How?
The girl plays hockey.
Figures. Girls don't play hockey. Come on. One of Ty's
a big part of her character in both 1 and 2.
One of Ty's like best friends is a goalie, and ice hockey goalie. Should probably get into like a great school because of it too. Blah, blah, blah. What else?
What's your number 2, GV?
That was my zone of interest. Was my number 2.
Oh, okay. You're doing your number 1 now?
Well, I don't know.
Am I doing my number 2?
No, you said 3 movies. We're doing 3 movies now.
I know.
Okay, so I'm on my number 1 movie.
Okay, what's your number 1 movie? I only said 1. That's why I was confused.
No,
because you didn't have your list ready.
Yeah, dude. And then you changed the rules.
What's your number 2? What's your number 2 on that?
Do your number 2.
Okay, my number 2 is going to be. You know what? I'll do it. Actually, no, this one's probably a little bit better. I'm going to say Return of the King, the fall and rise of Elvis Presley, which we already touched on briefly. That's the one that
sucks. He's not doing it right.
That's the one that has Bruce Springsteen and Conan O'Brien in it, and it's a good documentary. As Elvis? No, it's about what we talked about.
I thought it was like that Bob Dylan movie where all the different people were Bob Dylan.
No, that's another.
Wait, what's the name of this movie? I didn't even hear it. This is
Return of the King, the fall and rise of Elvis Presley.
That's the Lord of the Rings movie.
Yes. And
I'd like to add something to my TV now.
You didn't get the TV yet.
I know, but this the Graceland Christmas special.
Okay.
Christmas at Graceland. That was good. I watched that.
Okay. You can. I don't know. That's too old.
It was related.
That's too old.
It's in my top. No. It was new this year.
Oh. Yeah. What do you mean?
There was a Christmas special that was at Graceland.
Mm-hmm.
Who was there?
John Usher.
John Usher? Who's John Usher?
Not John Usher. John Legend. Sorry. John Legend.
Wow. I feel like that's somehow racist.
It's not racist at all.
Wait, how could that be racist? Make that racist. Let's see.
Yes,
please.
He's saying that John Legend and Usher are the same person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree. It is racist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I just combined the two of them in my head because they sing similar style of music.
Between this and the helicopter, I think you're canceled.
Yeah. Alanis Morissette was on it.
Okay. Got it. Okay, that's fair enough. But we're not on TV yet, so why even telling us?
No, we're talking about
because we were talking about Elvis.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really good house. It is a really good documentary that leads into the Elvis 68 comeback special, which I am mildly obsessed with because I think it's a fascinating piece of music, and as a TV special, as an album, and as a piece of historical context.
Where would I watch this if I wanted to watch this?
That's on Netflix.
I have
The
that.
documentary. Yes.
Okay, I might watch that.
Return of the King, the Elvis documentary is on
Elvis.
Netflix. It's really good, especially if you're familiar with the '68 comeback special and what it meant for Elvis, and what it should have meant for Elvis, which is another sad, depressing part of it. But it's really.
Which you can find out in the Elvis movie from last year, starring Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Have you seen? Yeah, you should watch that. I literally was just gonna say, no, not the Elvis movie. Priscilla. You should watch
I've
that.
never seen that yet.
I haven't seen Priscilla.
It's good. I watched it. It was good.
I kind of like the documentaries more, but that's just
okay.
Me. Yeah.
I feel like it was short though.
Okay, what's your number one?
Number one. Do you know? Can you guess?
That movie that you watched last week where the guy gets pulled over.
What? Guy gets pulled over?
Yeah, the guy gets pulled over and the cops steal his money.
No, not that. No, not that.
Okay.
No, it was Thelma. You remember Thelma, the old lady on the scooter movie?
I remember that.
That movie is so good that I still think about that movie.
June Squibb.
It's just, it's hilarious, and it's like real. It's hilarious and real, and it's like will make you think about life, and make you sad and depressed, but also laugh, and it's pretty good for an indie movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my number one. I highly recommend you watch that. Again, under 2 hours. What else? What's number one? What's your number one?
Number one, Wicked.
Really?
Part one. Yes.
Are you holding space with that?
I have all of it.
It's holding space at number one.
It is.
Not Transformers one.
That was a fantastic experience in the theater, and I'm looking forward to watching it here. I haven't watched it at home yet, but now that I got that same type of light kit you do,
yes,
GP, I think it's going to be good for that.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said it was a fantastic experience in the theater.
Yes.
What about seeing it in the theater made it a fantastic experience?
It's just the screen size.
Okay.
Right. So.
And the sound.
And the sound's good there, but I've got good sound at home as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it?
It's the experience too.
Like the people there added to the experience, or?
I think so. If you know that you're there and other people are enjoying it, like it adds to it.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're drinking on your pink and green icy. And
you drank a pink and green icy while you were there?
Yeah, I did. I got the whatever shiz drink that was
shiz.
Yeah.
Jizz?
Shiz.
That's very close to jizz. They should be more careful.
That's it. You're right. But
I mean, that's what are they doing? All right.
I don't know. The
I haven't been to
I
a
like a
theater
good
in
musical.
a long time.
I like a good musical. So like I don't know, the cinematography and the choreography in that movie are very good.
I'm skeptical.
Have you seen it yet? Have either of you seen it?
No.
No, I haven't. I know I'm terrible.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I liked that they didn't tell you it was part one until you'd bought the ticket and were in the theater, and the little like LED sign above the theater that you're going into says part one, and you're like, what?
That's crazy. What are they doing?
I knew it was part one.
You know everything.
Yeah.
That's true.
You just absorbed all this fucking shit.
How did you know it was part one though? You have to dig for that though.
I guess I just knew. I don't know.
Right. Like, because none of the advertising for it.
No, the advertising just says Wicked.
It just says Wicked.
Doesn't say Wicked.
They're wicked for not doing that. That's why it's called Wicked.
Womp womp.
What about was that what was your number one, Wombat? Did you do that?
Nope.
Right,
my number one is Thriller 40. The documentary about the making of the Thriller album, which as someone who, I like the album Thriller, but it's not a go-to for me. I don't sit around going, oh, I need to listen to Thriller, but I found that so fascinating. There was so much I didn't know about.
How long is that one?
Thriller. That's an hour and a half.
I could do that, and I certainly listened to Thriller a ton when it came out. Like I just remember sitting in like my parents' rocking chair.
And it's like everything from what Michael Jackson contributed musically other than just singing. Like, what parts did he write, and also what he brought in, and what his concept was, and what Quincy Jones's concept was. And to go in and, obviously, history sometimes rewrites itself, but to go in there with that, I'm going to make an album that has something for everybody, and therefore everybody's going to love it, was the thesis that Michael Jackson.
And we get royalties every Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, but basically it's kind of, but it's, I mean, who could, to say that is one thing. Like, I feel like everyone goes in trying to, like, I'm going to make something that everyone's going to like. And I'm going to have a song on this album where if someone says they like rock and roll music, I'm like, here's your rock and roll song. You say you like soul music, here's your soul song. I'm gonna cross barriers. I'm gonna get played on white radio. I mean, these were all the things he said he was going to do. And everyone looked at him and said, "Sure, Michael, whatever you say." And they were like, "You give it a shot." And he did, and he did it.
Wow,
and that's crazy.
Did he say he was gonna buy a monkey?
He didn't say he was gonna buy a monkey, but it's very interesting to see someone be able to say something so lofty and pull it off in a way where he knew who the right people were to bring in to get it to work. What were the pieces? Like, who do I need to make this work? Instead of just saying, how do I sit in a room by myself and do this? He was like, who are the people I need to make this right?
Who are the people I need to make this right?
Mm-hmm. Give me Quincy Jones. Give me Quincy Jones.
I need to buy a monkey one day. I need to have 10 hit songs. Otherwise, I won't be able to buy a monkey, and I can't have an amusement park in my house.
Was the We Are the World
how am I going to catch all these children?
That was on my list.
Yeah,
that did not make my top 3.
Yeah, that's an excellent one.
The Greatest Night in Pop.
Yeah,
that's where the monkey comes in.
The Greatest Night in Pop.
He's in that.
The Greatest Night in Pop. Also, if anything,
I'm not going if I can't bring my monkey.
They're definitely companion documentaries. That one's on Netflix, and that one is also totally worth your time if you don't know the story of We Are the World.
Right.
Yeah, because that one's amazing and also fascinating. So lots of good music docs this year, 2024, the year of the music doc.
I'm hoping there's more for you in 2025.
I hope so too. I don't know how you can top it.
I think so. I think they will be. I'm not sure, but I'm sure.
Actually, there's a big Led Zeppelin one that's supposed to come out soon.
Yes, I saw that. I would like to watch that as well.
Yeah, the Led Zeppelin one.
Being an old white guy.
We have that coming out.
All right, are we ready for TV?
Sure.
Yes.
That I have a good list for. So
how many are on your TV list?
My TV list is 8.
Okay. 8. Here's how we're going to do the TV list. You're going to save your top 3. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're going to do, you said you had 8. Give us your 5, like, real quickly right now.
Okay. So I would say that my 5 real quickly are
your bottom 5.
Yes. Skeleton Crew. The Star Wars.
We all know that fucking thing.
Star Wars Kids. High Potential. A network procedural that's cute and clever, and I can watch it with my wife when we enjoy it.
The
together.
janitor with a high IQ.
Yes.
Yeah, give us like a one-line synopsis.
I thought I just did.
No, you didn't. You said it's a serial.
I said it's a procedural.
Yeah, but you got to give the fucking meat. Give us the meat.
Everybody's in L.A. with John Mulaney on Netflix. His limited run talk show, which was bananas. It was like a surrealist deconstruction of a talk show.
Like Eric Andre?
Not as Eric Andre as Eric Andre.
Did he copy Eric Andre?
He didn't copy Eric Andre, but it did have Richard Kind in it. So he copied Eric Andre. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that very much.
Okay, go on.
I'm also going to give a shout out to the Summer Olympics on Peacock.
I thought of that.
I watched a lot of Olympics, a lot more than I probably have watched in who knows how long, a decade. I watched the women's soccer like it was, they were going to take it away from me, which I guess they did. And
the table tennis.
Table tennis,
the table tennis.
Table tennis. I watched skeet shooting. I watched that woman get robbed in skeet shooting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff I watched.
All
it was
right,
great.
fair.
Pole vault. You watched
Pole vault. I watched.
You watched that replay a lot.
I watched Jacques Big Dick go on pole vault. I also recommend, if you enjoy the Olympics,
other sports.
No, and it's worth even going back.
Sunday night
watching
football.
The Kevin Hart, Kenan Thompson Olympics recaps.
Oh yeah, those were funny. Yeah.
Were some of the funniest things I've seen on TV. Yeah, they were pretty damn funny. Their end of year wrap up is also pretty funny, but I will consider that part of the Olympics thing because it's still the Kevin Hart, Kenan Thompson together.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, and this is my top 3 might be controversial, but I'm going to still do it. And I'm going to say it my last for this is going to be the Penguin.
Okay.
I haven't done top 3 yet.
Wow, Penguin didn't make your top 3.
Only because I haven't finished it.
How did you not finish Penguin, boy?
I never got around to it.
That's your one job.
I know. So
how far are you?
I have like 2 episodes left.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I know. Australian breakdancing, Darkness mentions in the comments. I'm telling you, the Olympics this summer literally had everything. And maybe like the more I talk about it, I'm like, maybe I was wrong not including it in my top 3.
It was even the table tennis was good.
Yeah,
it had like
the Summer Olympics.
It was unusual.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Good job, Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's your bottom 5.
My bottoms, yeah, that's my bottoms.
Shipwreck. How many do you have on your list? Your TV list? No? 0?
So my 100 through 5 are all sports. Right? So
go Bengals.
Pretty much any NFL game. I watched those.
The NBA.
Enjoyed 9 out of 8 of those.
Okay. Yep.
And
good.
then there's some baseball in there.
This is like, what's your favorite book? And the answer is magazine. But okay.
Masked Singer season 12.
Yeah. Def magazine.
That was solid.
Was that the one that Boyz II Men won?
But man, you're just gonna spoil it right out of the gate, aren't you?
It's too late now. If you don't know who won the last Masked Singer, that's on you.
I don't.
No, there's one. Actual Hard Knocks on Max.
Nice.
That can be one of mine.
I don't like that.
Good job.
You don't like that?
Fair enough. It's just more football.
AFC North.
See, and you said I was doing it wrong. Cheapy, right. What's your bottom 5?
Oh my God, it's like my bottom. Here's my bottom 8.
Okay.
I mean my bottom 7.
Cheapy's got a big bottom.
Here's my bottom 69. I'm gonna go quick. Owning Manhattan on Netflix. That's the obnoxious real estate guy, but you get to see a lot of, sir. I don't even know the guy's name. The good-looking guy with like 1 billion Instagram followers, who's like a billionaire. But you get to see a lot of cool apartments in Manhattan, and one of the agents on there he's like heavily tattooed, and it's just fucking ridiculous. He's just so badly behaved. Sunny on Apple TV. That's the show that takes place in Japan with the girl from Parks and Rec. What's her name, Wombat? Quincy Jones' daughter.
Oh, Rashida Jones.
That was really good. Shogun. That's the Hulu show with the white guy in Japan during the feudal times.
Golden Globes.
It won a lot of awards, and they did a good job because even though it was a white guy in it, like they didn't make it all about it was like realistic. Like it wasn't all it wasn't all about the white guy, just like when he was there. Slow Horses, which is also on Apple TV. Gary Oldman in there. They had another season of that, so we got to throw that on there. It was good. If you want that's a really good like spy thriller. Tokyo Swindlers, which was the real estate scandal series, the Japanese series. Usually those Japanese series suck, but Netflix has been dumping money into them, so like they look good and like they're just well made now. So check out Tokyo Swindlers on Netflix. Wombat, I feel like this is going to be on his in his top 3. I'm going to guess that Fallout made his list. It did not make our top 3, and Silo was next on there.
It didn't make my list at all because I literally forgot it existed. So therefore, it doesn't belong on my list.
Shipwreck.
Mm-hmm.
He's fucking it up.
I know.
I'm not. I forgot it. Literally, it just like fell out of my brain.
You needed to do what I did and recruit your wife to say
she wouldn't remember. She didn't watch it with me.
Oh, so I have to shout out to Mrs. Chibi for helping me to put this list together, by the way, because it's a lot of shit to remember. Fallout and Silo, 2 similar shows in that like they take place in like basically fallout shelters underground, but really different tones, and they're both really good. Silo's on Apple TV. You should definitely watch that. What else we got? So now I'm on my top 3. I'm ready for my top 3. Wombat, are you ready for your top 3 TV?
I am ready for my top 3 TV.
Darkness is mad that Shogun didn't make the top 3. We liked Shogun and we appreciated like what they did, but I don't know. It didn't capture my imagination, I guess. It was well done, but it didn't have me saying like, oh wow. You still putting together your top 3, Wombat?
No, I'm waiting.
Oh, you're ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Ready.
Lay it on. Number 3.
So number 3 is my controversial pick, but I'm gonna say it's a group. It is all the new shows that came out on Dropout, all the new series that came out on Dropout in 2024. Smarty Pants, Thousandaires, The Astronauts, and VIP. Those are the 4 new shows because they do it in like chunks, so it's not all year long. So I'm counting that as one show.
Okay, my number 3 is a concept.
Stop. I'm serious.
It's the idea of reality fake. No, I'm just making shit up. Sorry.
I know.
Okay, number 3, you're not even going to understand my number 3, but it was really excellent and made more excellent.
If it is not better than the new stuff that came out on Dropout, which was all really funny and all worth their time.
Right.
Smarty Pants.
Darkness in the chat says Wombat's number 1 is going to be a commercial or some shit.
Commercial.
Right, Super Bowl commercials. Number 1, Super Bowl commercials. He remembered them. They were so good. He remembered them all the way from January.
Oh man. See that Liberty one with the wax statue? That one's pretty good.
Oh my God. I'm getting shit from someone who had nothing. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay,
you want me to talk about Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity then? Sure, I'll talk about Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity, hosted by Travis Kelce on Amazon Prime. There was a woman on there tonight.
Was she smarter than a celebrity?
She was having a tough time. So this is the classic Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, but with celebrities.
That's better. Better.
With celebrities.
Okay, Cheapy, what's your number 2?
So there was a question here. There was a question, and it was basically what do deers eat? And it was they had like three choices, A, B, or C here.
Yeah.
The A was, I believe it was A was mice.
Okay.
B was birds.
Okay.
Birds.
So it was C.
C was nuts. And the reason this person, they, how they have to like logic their way through.
Oh, I already know
right?
the logic.
The logic. Oh, you do? Okay, good.
Yeah, they can't get the birds because they're too high.
Okay.
But
that might have been in the I think their logic was I've never seen a deer eat a bird was the bird part of it.
Okay.
I've never seen a deer eat
and
a
then
bird.
Their next logic was I don't think mice live in the same place that deer do. So it's got to be nuts because mice and deer don't live in the same place.
In the forest? Pretty sure they do.
I'm pretty sure they do.
She got it right is all I'm saying.
She did it right.
She worked her way through it.
Multiple choice is bullshit.
Sometimes being a dummy helps.
Yeah. All right. So that's your number 3 is Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity?
Sure, why not? Well, that was making fun of me, so I picked something.
Okay, fair. My number 3 is Wyatt Earp and the Cowboy War, which was a series on Netflix, which if you've watched the movie Tombstone, like I have and enjoyed that movie, watched it multiple times and have enjoyed it multiple times, you're going to fucking go out of your mind for Wyatt Earp and the Cowboy War.
I watched this.
Did you go out of your mind were you a Tombstone fan?
I was a Tombstone fan.
Do you know all of Doc Holliday's lines or no?
Yeah, you're my Huckleberry.
That's one.
But, yeah. Oh, am I supposed to say more now? Anyway. One
more. You know one more?
He's my friend.
Okay. Good. Fair enough. So you didn't like this or no?
Oh, no, I liked it very much.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
No, it's a great show, and sure.
It's an interesting combination of standard documentary and, hey, we hired actors to actually make like mini movies between the talking heads. Right? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
And you learn a lot of interesting stuff about that's not in Tombstone that is so fucking interesting. You're like, why didn't, you know why they didn't put in Tombstone, because of the 90s and like people couldn't handle these concepts, I think, back then. But there's like a lot of high concepts behind like these gangs and stuff. Super interesting. Wyatt Earp and the Cowboy War. Check it out on Netflix. My number 3. Thank you. Number 2?
My number 2, I actually put, and this is a new show and it's a series and it counts. And my wife and I watch it pretty much every day.
Price is Right.
No, we really like After Midnight with Taylor Tomlinson. It's not quite a talk show. It's not quite a game show. It's a comedy show, and we watch it and we laugh.
What is this on?
We watch it on Paramount Plus because there's no commercials, but
Okay.
it is also on CBS after Stephen Colbert. So that's why it's called After Midnight.
Okay.
And we really enjoy that show. And sometimes the guests are on, and the better the guest, the better the show. We were watching it with dinner tonight. We watched it with Pete Holmes, was on for like the 5th time, and every time he's on, he makes Taylor crack up. And something about him making her laugh makes my wife laugh, and then everybody, how could that be bad?
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
In a time where, laughter is currency, I'm putting After Midnight at number 2.
That's good. It's good to laugh. Chip, you have a number 2? Bowling for Dollars.
I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to call it audio for YouTube on this because Wombat's inspired me.
Uh-huh.
Is it Good Mythical Morning? Because I almost put that on mine.
And he mentioned Richard Kind so many times, and I know there's a tie here somehow.
Okay.
I've been watching a lot of the middle-aged dad jam band videos on YouTube.
What the fuck is that?
That is Members of the State.
What the fuck is that?
Remember the comedy show The State?
Yeah, okay.
Wet Hot American Summer?
Sure.
Yeah.
They're in a band now.
And they play in the garage and they do covers of things like, have you heard of Billy Joel?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So you'll get like covers of Billy Joel in this garage, and then sometimes like Weird Al will show up.
Okay.
Yep. It's like vaguely familiar looking actors playing songs that from 40 years ago.
And just having general good time doing it.
All right.
So check it out. It's a highly rated TV show.
Gotcha.
It's not Good Mythical Morning, but it'll do.
Okay.
I feel like Chip watches that.
I don't know
you
what that
should, to be honest. That's like right up your alley. Anyway, go ahead, Cheapy. What's your number 1?
Tim Heidecker YouTube clips. No, it's not. Those are good though. Chimp Crazy on Netflix. That was a fucking crazy series.
I'm noping out of the conversation already.
We talked about it a lot on the show, so we probably don't need to say too much. And I think everybody knows what it is at this point.
So the Penguin didn't even make your top list of any sort.
And my number 1 choice is the Penguin.
Oh, I thought that was your number 1.
That was my number 2.
Oh,
now I just blew my whole load.
Sorry. The Penguin, huh? Number 1. Colin Farrell winning that Golden Globe. You're like, yeah, he deserves it. He won. Yeah, he won.
He won. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that series is really good, and you don't have to give a shit about Batman or the Penguin or comic books. It's just a very interesting, unhinged crime thriller.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
That's good.
And Mrs. Chibi liked it a lot too.
That helps.
Yep.
That's why it's part of why my number one is my number one, which, no shocker, it's Agatha All Along, which I watched that series twice.
What?
Yeah. I watched it alone because I wanted to watch it. And then I watched it with my wife so she could stop and go, "Wait, what's going on here?" And I wouldn't have to
be annoyed.
Yeah.
Now you're happy when she asks.
Exactly. No, we know. There's a reason why we've been married for 20 years.
You know the formula.
Exactly.
Okay.
I know how to do
you know that she's not going to be able to watch this without talking through it and asking you what's going on. You need to study. You need to study it.
Exactly. Right. Some shows, that show where the rabbi and starts dating Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
I didn't need to watch that ahead of time. We could just sit and watch that.
Right. There's not going to be any questions.
No,
there's no backstory there that you need to know.
Yeah. But this was different.
Okay.
But I did.
Cool.
I liked the twist. I liked where it was going. I liked the comic. I liked the comic book lore of it because I know too much about the comic books. I even, it's that rare case where they changed the character's origin and they improved it from what the comic book was. I think they did a really good job with how they brought this particular character into live action and into the MCU in a way that where the comic book is it would be silly if they did it the comic book way.
Yeah,
do it this way was it's this is it's clean, it makes sense, it's still weird and comic booky, but it works. I get it. You don't have to over explain it. Here's 30 seconds and now you're off. So I liked it. I liked the whole thing. I liked where it was going. I liked all the Easter eggs, and it's so many Easter eggs and weird shit.
So many things you can tell your wife. She's like, "Oh, geez, I'm sorry I asked."
It's a cool show because it has a show that can have Easter eggs of itself during the series of its own show. I think is kind of clever and fun, and it kind of almost folds in on itself. So Agatha All Along.
Ship number one.
Also, Agatha All Along.
X-Men 97. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
All right.
I remembered I watched that. So
clutch remembrance there.
Yeah.
All right, game time.
All right.
Yes, I have these.
All right.
How
many do you got, Chip? How many games you got?
Four.
Four games.
I have a list of 5 games and 1 DLC.
I have a list of 2.5 games.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Should I do can my DLC count as an honorable mention? I don't want to
do whatever you want.
All right, I'll go first. I'll say the Atari 50th DLC packs 1 and 2. For those who are unfamiliar, the Atari collection, it's one of those museum games, but it also had 30 different Atari games, not just the console games, but some arcade games. And they came out with 2 DLC packs for it this year, which included more arcade games and old console games and more snippets of history about Atari. And it just was a really good, fun, full package. If you don't have it at all, I guess now would be the time to pick it up because you could get the whole big thing. But there's really good shit on there.
Right.
So Atari 50th DLC packs 1 and 2. I think the first pack's better than the second pack, but it's cheap to buy them both. It's $11. So, yeah.
Chip?
Cool. My number 4 is EA Sports College Football 25. So they had not made a college football game in a long time.
Was it in the game?
It is in this one.
And they have the real players and stuff.
Yeah. I think I play a lot with Dashel, right? On this one. And so a lot of it is playing as his create a character, Ahi Sushi is his name.
That's a good name.
And he's his skin is very, very pale and he's got red hair. So
yeah,
inspired by the sushi on top of the rice.
I understand.
I thought he was talking about you. I thought he was making you.
No, he's a big fan of Ahi Sushi. And so he's got
a restaurant or something?
No, it's
a food that you eat.
That people eat?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just asking.
No, that's what It's like his favorite food.
Okay.
He got one of his other Christmas presents that he was very excited about was a big stuffed animal sushi. And he got very excited about one of his other Christmas present was the crew pass or whatever the Fortnite thing is that has a sushi character as the character this right now.
Oh yeah.
So we're all in on that. But Ahi Sushi is a 7 foot tall quarterback for Ohio State.
7 feet would be tough, I think.
He's pretty. He can see over the line really well.
Say, he can see down the field.
Can he run at all? Like, what's that look like?
He doesn't need to.
He can run. He runs the option a lot. So.
But does he take the option? Like, is he running it? Because
sometimes, yeah.
But 7 foot guys can't run really.
In college football 25 on arcade difficulty.
Like Shaq can, but like all the other guys look weird when they do it.
It's a video game.
Right. Is he super skinny? How much does he weigh?
Not a real person.
There's been a couple different variations of
right.
Dude, I can't remember right now if he is the hefty, supersized version or the real skinny one.
Like that basketball player. Who's that guy's name?
He likes to create multiple different versions of characters, and then we play as them, and then we do the whole like ultimate team type of thing as well.
Nice.
So I don't know. It's that game has got a lot of atmosphere. It plays different than Madden. Like it's because we flip back and forth between Madden and this a lot. But you can very clearly tell like it's more of a running game than a passing game, whereas Madden's the other way around.
Yep.
I
think that might be why I like Madden more, but I don't know.
It could be. I mean, they're both very good.
Yep.
I think college football is actually a little bit better than Madden is, but
probably they probably also put a little bit more effort into
yeah
college than they did with Madden. But
yep.
I played Apex Legends a lot this year.
You really, you know what? I'm gonna say it right now. The game that everyone's thinking of is not on my list.
Fortnite's not on your list?
Not on my list.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Apex Legends is my number 3 game.
Okay.
Because I played a lot of it, but then I haven't really played much in the last couple months at all. What's next?
I mean, I played a lot of this early in the year. It's been a long time, but you know that's how games like this tend to go. But I played a lot of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, the 2D Metroidvania Prince of Persia game, which was very good. That's a solid game. There you go, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown.
It looked cool.
Solid game. Yeah,
I've got it. It should be coming in the mail. I don't know. I saw a Switch version on sale and decided to.
Nice.
I need to play that. So, my number 3 was Astrobot for PlayStation 5.
That's on number 3.
Yep.
Cool.
Astrobot. That's a really fun game. Yeah, that's everybody knows what that is.
Yep.
It's a platformer. You run around.
I'm on my number 4 game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This might be a shocker to a lot of people out there because this is fairly new. I brought it up briefly, I think, on our last show, even though I hadn't had a chance to kind of play it yet. But I played it more with the family, and that is the Jackbox Survey Scramble.
Oh, I bought that over the break.
That is a lot of fun, and it's quick. So it's like a quick Jackbox. But, you know, going through, I mean, we played it with, you know, my son and his friend when they had a sleepover and my daughter, and the game where you're trying, I mean, one of the games, it's so simple. You pick the topic and you just have to
It's Family Feud, except there's like 400 options. More than 100, like 400.
Yeah. And it's like the first round will be, what do you think is the most popular thing? And everyone types in and tries to guess the most popular thing. And then towards the end, they go, what's the least popular thing? And seeing to come up with the least popular answer is always funny.
Yeah.
It's always funny.
Yeah.
No matter what the topic is. I mean, and that's another one where I think it's like $10 to $12.
No, it's less.
Exactly. It's like,
Yeah, it was on. I'm sorry, I correct. It was. I think it was on sale, so it was like 8 or something. But I think it's like $10. Yeah.
Yeah, 10.
I like that
10.
idea of that's a good price for like one game like that.
It's a well-priced, bite-sized. If you have four or more people and you want to play like a quick game that'll have everybody laughing and anyone can pick up and play it, you don't have to be like, wait, what buttons do I push? How many?
Right.
Where do I? Yeah.
Just use your phone.
You just have to know, like what's the most popular sandwich?
Right. What are things that you could find at a gas station?
Yeah, exactly. It's really something that almost anybody can play.
Yep, so, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. That I put on my list.
Cool.
So now I'm up to my top 3. But
keep going. Go to top 3. I'll do
my third one is Star Wars Outlaws. I played a lot of that when I was off work and in between family stuff.
Have they fixed any big fixes?
They made huge fixes to that game, which is why I went back to it. And it's a lot better. It's significantly better since they fixed it. There's a much better flow. You don't have to worry about stealth nearly as much. You don't have to worry about consequences nearly as much either. And they just kind of made it a little bit more fun. The game is still not perfect. I still think there's too much space in between missions on the map. I think the map might be a little too big and there's not enough checkpoints because it's space for no reason. If you
it's like drive your thing.
Yeah, drive your speeder for too much.
Right.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it's a pretty solid Star Wars game, and I also think it takes place during the best time for a Star Wars game to take place, which is between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Rise of Skywalker.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no. It takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So you get like cameos from all your favorite characters.
I clapped.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not bogged down by a lot of stuff because it takes place at that time before a lot of stuff happens.
Right.
So
the bad stuff you're saying, the stuff that we don't give a shit about.
Exactly.
That's good, really good to know, actually, and that is going to make me want to actually try it.
Mm-hmm. So, like, when you'll see, like, characters show up, you're like, oh, I know that. Yeah, that's fun. Oh, yeah, that's right, because that hasn't happened yet.
Because it's not Jar Jar Binks or Rey Skywalker.
No one, neither. Yeah.
Or the other guy.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
I don't even know the other guy. Kylo Ren.
No Kylo Ren.
You knew it.
Fucking Kylo Ren. Ren, come on.
But anyway,
Knights of Ren.
So dumb.
So Star Wars Outlaws, get some good stuff.
All right.
Got some good stuff.
Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. That's your number 3?
That's my number 3.
Chip, what's your number 3?
It's still Astrobot.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. My number 3. I don't know that I have a number 3. Skip me.
Perfect. Skip 3.
What's your number 2, Chip?
Balatro is my number 2. Been playing.
That's mine too.
Is it?
Yep. I bought it over.
Where do you play that on? Do you play it on your TV or
Xbox?
Oh, okay. I play it on iPhone.
Okay.
So it
I played it on my iPhone too. Not
works
much,
quite well on iPhone.
Yep.
A little too well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How far have you gotten?
I'm through all of the decks that are available to me up to the 3rd level.
I don't even know what that means.
3rd difficulty up, and then I'm about halfway through the challenges. I don't know. I've unlocked.
How do I win?
Right,
how do I win? Tell me how I win.
How you win?
You have to have the right jokers.
Right. You just brute force your way through it until you get the right jokers.
Mm-hmm.
I've only gotten to like 22,000 chip hands.
Oh yeah, so you haven't
done shit.
Started.
Yeah, you don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you haven't started yet. So
I played until I won once, and then I'm like, oh, I can retire from this game.
Right. So I have, it looks like I have 11 more jokers. I've got 139 out of 150 jokers. And
is that how you win, by collecting
12
all these
out of
jokers?
15 decks.
It is? You just have to grind through it, basically?
You collect there's all kinds of stuff to like add to your decks as you go. And so as you get those unlocked, then you get better and your scores go up and you figure out how to play. It's all about, like, the whole loop is all about how can I break this game?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the whole thing is which is fun.
Yeah, right. How can I make my flush be like the most powerful thing ever? That's what I keep going back to, but I feel like I'm missing something.
Well, you have to, at least the way I play is I go in and I don't know, like it's all based upon what jokers you get is how you're going to like determine what hands you're going to play then.
Okay.
Like flushes might be terrible if you have a joker that's like, oh, early on, this joker is going to like give me like plus 80 credits for two pair. And if you get one that like adds up to another 2 pair one, then that adds up. And then you get your negative jokers and you can have more than that. And you
gotta know all your stuff what hands and what you get multipliers for. And it's like, if you have this card left in your hand, you get
right. And it matters how you organize your jokers up top, depending on what they are.
It does.
You want to have your order of operations right. There's math involved.
There is.
You want to have your order of operations right so that you do all your addition before you do your multiplication.
But how do you get? I thought you could only hold like a certain number of jokers at once, like when you buy them in the shop.
The standard is 5, but then you can get negative jokers that do not take up those 5 as well.
Do I get to keep the joke? I'm keeping the jokers that I buy, or no?
Yeah. Oh, well, for that.
Only for that run.
Run. Yeah. But then they're unlocked in your like available jokers that will show up
in the store.
Yes.
Got it. All right. I got to play more of that. I mean, for me, like that was my number 2 pick, but it's sort of shared by Inscription, which I know didn't come out this year, but I think it came out on Xbox this year, or at least to me it did. I had played it on Steam last year, I think. Last year. And it's great. It's also great.
Inscription is so good.
It's so good. Do you like Inscription better than Balatro?
Yes.
You do, no question.
I think so.
It's so chill, though. Balatro's really chill, which I like.
The difference, I think, is Balatro is what it is, and Inscription, I think, starts off real strong, but it changes too much, and I don't like all the changes in Inscription.
You like the sort of like the chill vibes of Balatro.
A little bit.
The same.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yep.
Do you want to do? Are we on number 1?
I'm on number 2.
Oh, number 2.
Number 2. And I have a feeling this is on your list, so it could be a
Fortnite.
No, Helldivers 2.
Oh, I forgot about that one. I played a lot of Helldivers 2. That's my number 2.
Wow.
Balatro is my number 3.
Ship, he's doing it.
Hey, I'm allowed one mistake.
He's doing
I
it
forgot
wrong.
that I played games on PC.
Mm-hmm.
You should have asked your wife.
She didn't. She wouldn't know about that. She would know about Helldivers.
I'm like I probably could be a higher level, but it's also a game that, like I said, because I had a rough go of it the last couple of weeks.
So you went back to that recently?
I went back to it recently. I had finished the free season pass in the game. I unlocked everything.
Okay.
You got all the goodies, and that gave me enough credits to unlock another season pass for free.
Okay. Nice.
So I unlocked one of the other ones, the one that Elliot calls it the Vietnam pack.
I don't even know. I haven't played it in so long.
Oh, it's cool. It's like everyone's wearing camo and they have no sleeves on their uniform.
Well, can they just put that out on Xbox already and then let me link my account?
It'll never be on Xbox, no, because it's a Sony game. So, I mean, unless they made a deal. Maybe that's a Call of Duty deal they can make. Like,
once the movie comes out, they might put it on Xbox.
Yeah.
So, the movie, or they'll put the game out?
Oh, they might put it out as a promotion.
Right.
When the movie hits.
Right. Are they making? They're making a movie, or no? You're just saying?
I think I saw that they were going to make a Helldivers movie.
They should. I mean, it's
It's. I mean, that game is really solid. That is a solid shooter. It's a lot of fun. I've played more of it than I thought I would, and
nice. Yeah. Me too.
I like dropping down turrets.
Put it on Xbox.
I have 4 turrets unlocked now, so I just dropped 4 turrets on the ground.
That's awesome.
And I have the drone that flies above me, that follows me around. So I got my drone and my turrets, and I'm like, and I just stand there.
That's good. Somebody, put that out on Xbox or send me a PlayStation 5. That's either of those will be good. All right, good number 2. What's your number? What are we on, Chip, for you? Number 2?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Let's hear it.
Oh, my number 1 is Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yep.
Nice.
Are you excited for the pirate game?
I am very excited for the pirate game, but it's a action-based game, right? I think the pirate game is. It's not the turn-based.
I don't know.
I'm still excited. I'm still excited for it. Yeah, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. It was a lot like the first Like a Dragon, but now in Hawaii.
Yay.
So characters were good. It was silly. I did just about everything except for the basically the island like building game, Animal Crossing style type thing.
How many hours?
Let me see. I think I have my 2024 year in review.
I'm gonna guess
I played
98.
95 hours of it.
Hey, that's pretty close. Thank you.
Yes. So good game.
Yep. Wombat and I number 1's our same.
Oh, is it Dragon Age: The Veilguard?
It is, but like,
what? I like that game a lot.
I didn't really like it that much, but Mrs. TV made me play it. Go on, tell us why you liked it.
Because it's a game.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it because it was just like every now and again you just want to sit down and play a straightforward video game that looks good and has interesting characters, but isn't overly complicated or
were they that
overly
interesting?
difficult.
Those characters?
I mean, they're interesting enough. They're interesting enough where I kept playing.
It's like when you're haven't eaten in a long time. And
Don't ask me what anyone's name is.
Yeah, pizza.
And then,
yeah.
No, it's not like that. I mean,
okay.
It's like you're just satisfied. Like it's close enough to what I need, sort of, right? Like the whole time I'm playing it, I'm like, I just wish this was Mass Effect. And then like I would care about the story more probably and the characters more. Because the combat is good in the game.
Really solid. The combat is really solid. It's a game that doesn't do anything wrong, but
except the story, and
it just doesn't do anything in a way that's revolutionary. Like there's nothing about the game where you can be like, I've never seen anything like this in a video game.
Right.
That's not the case with Dragon Age.
Right.
But you're also not going to play it and go, oh, this is broken, or oh, they need to patch it so it does this instead. It's not like Star Wars Outlaws where you're playing this game going, if they fix this laundry list of things, there'd be a really solid game here, which they did, but it required a laundry list of
and months to
changes in months to fix it. This game, at least when it came out and it was what it is, which is a really solid video game, and I can't fault it for that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. But that being said, I really wish it was Mass Effect. I would care about it more. That's all. I like the sort of the inventory system better.
I think a Mass Effect game with this style of combat would actually be pretty cool.
It could be combine, like it could combine the two. Maybe are they making another Mass Effect game? They are. We've heard. You heard? You're nodding your head.
Yes,
do you know something that we don't know, or
no? I thought it was announced. I thought it was common knowledge.
I don't know. Sounds like you know something.
I know things. Yeah, I'm sleeping with Joe BioWare. He tells me things in the morning.
Right. All right, we did it.
Hey.
Our favorites. Wow, we're a hard-working crew here.
You know how I know it was interesting? Because the chat was very active, and then it just stopped dead cold.
The show is too long.
Yeah.
An hour and 43 minutes.
That's long.
That's too much of us.
I think that's enough show.
Yes, that is enough show. I do have like a bunch of CAG bag, but we'll just save it for next time. I have it all right here. And we'll just pick up where we left off here. Yeah, definitely like go back and go through my list and watch all those shows that I mentioned and movies because they're all good.
Watch those music documentaries. We could all chit chat online about how music changed history and what was going on at that time, and the Beatles and Elvis and Paul Simon. It'll be fun.
Right. Just he can call Wombat. I'll give you his phone number.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk to him while he's taking a shit. about Paul Simon.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Let's wrap it up. A happy New Year, everybody. We'll say that as well. And we'll see you next time.
Bread's done.